I just said I just said the legendary Sheed Max. We going you know what I'm saying? Because the truth is, I don't know your fucking name. I don't know your fucking name. Probably Rashid. Gonna guess on that. You know what I'm saying? Probably Rashid. I don't really know. Because the truth is, we didn't like not get along. We kind of like, it's like when you walk by like, I see you, but I ain't gonna talk to you, man.
Right.
You know what
Like,
I'm saying? Like, but it's weird how over time those people tend to be the ones you gravitate towards because they end up like because the whole time they've been dealing with the same shit you've been dealing with. You know,
right.
kind of made them like that. So we live now. So let me just double check real quick and make sure everything's going here. I always tell everybody check it. So you should be able to go. Let me see if I can tag you in this somehow, man. Like
So
that. So we live now. So let me just
I
okay. So
got it.
turn your volume might So you should be able to go. Hold on one
Yeah.
second. What's up, guys? Sheet Mac in the house. Here you go. I tagged you, so I don't know if it'll show you there or not. But so you can see there, you know what I'm saying? So I would turn the volume down so you can only hear me through your thing. But and then let me just go to my page over here real quick. I gotta do the hold on, I gotta do the my what I call it, the disclaimer. So the motherfuckers ain't taking my ass to the woodshed. So, oh damn, the two of you doing a show together. Smokey says, well, yeah, Smokey, somebody got to do it. He's the only one that ain't a fucking pussy, dude. Swear to God,
Right.
man, I've invited 15 motherfuckers. Come on here and hang out. Like what do you think I'm gonna do? Like, come on here and just start talking shit. I just want to talk to people who don't agree with me all the goddamn time. That ain't my wife. So real quick, the Uncle Deadeye show is meant to be fun and humorous. Uh, um, anyone who takes me seriously shouldn't take me seriously. All right. I forgot what the fuck else it is, but basically, don't be a cunt. Nobody takes you seriously, and you know what I'm saying. Whatever people say, they say, and don't go reporting that shit to Facebook. All right. Anyways, Sheed Mac, how you feeling? Everybody, welcome Sheed Mac. We're just gonna sit here and talk. I just told y'all before in the past that I wanted to go out and I wanted to find people who were gonna disagree with me on shit. You know what I'm saying? But I also don't want to go out and get a motherfucker and just sit here and listen to him fucking preach gospel for fucking 45 minutes either. You know what I'm saying? I want a motherfucker person, people that. So out of all the people I invited, she's the first one to come. So Sheed, how you doing, man? Good. Welcome aboard, man.
Man, thanks for the invite. I
So
feel like a superstar now.
listen, man, all 200 views we're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Like we're some kind of fucking like we're some kind of shit. I'll be honest. I just do this shit because it's fucking like therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? Like it's good to be able to talk. So let's start out since Smokey's here. Let's start out pissing Smokey off. How about that? Keep my shirt on and stay out of the smoke. Let's piss Smokey off. So explain to me, Sheed, as a veteran of Pop Warner football, explain to me what it is about Pop Warner that makes motherfuckers give their goddamn self-respect up, all right, and just let Pop Warner tell them any kind of thing they want to do when Mickey ain't there no more. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying I get it. I understand that Pop Warner, but what is it now that Mickey? I got the Mickey thing. Like, dude, Disney was the shit. But now that Pop Warner ain't giving that no more, what is it about Pop Warner now that makes people, because you and me was gonna play and they wouldn't and they fucking gave you shit about it. They wouldn't let you. So what is it about Pop Warner that makes it that good that motherfuckers want to do that shit?
So for me, I can only speak on my experience with Pop Warner. I started out, dude. I've been a part of almost every league in Chicagoland, from Metro League, Wheel Cook, Southwest Midget, UIF, and Pop Warner. I found that the years that we've been in Pop Warner have been some of our better years as far as when it comes towards administration. A lot of people complain about the rules, but it's like dumb rules in all these leagues. And I'll use the example of when we couldn't get together and play that year. Well, that was a rule that, you can't play two games in one weekend. And you know, that's for, so the kids don't play as much, two games in one weekend. What's the word I'm trying to say? It's,
So they don't get overuse, maybe. So
right,
they don't play too much, don't get too much, have too much contact, whatever. Maybe
right.
is that what you're saying?
Right,
Okay.
exactly. Now, is that necessarily the best rule out there? No, but like it's not the worst rule either. So I got it. So a lot of times we have to catch the flag. Well, Power Warner has 1,000 rules. Well, Southwest used to have a rule that we couldn't have a football at practice until 2 weeks after the season started. So what the hell was that? So, like I said, it's dumb rules in all the leagues. But I just found out that, to me, as far as when it came to rules with the leagues, Pop Warner stood on top of those, and it was like, hey, well, John, Bob, and Ken couldn't get together and run the league like you could. Like, I hate to keep bringing Southwest Midget, but it was like three guys. Like, if they didn't like it, they'd go and have their little backdoor meeting, and shit, rules change. Rules would change weekly.
Yeah. Well, and that's something that that you do make a good point there, is that the rules. Hey, listen, they got a million rules, but as long as they enforce them evenly, I think you're fine. You know what I'm saying? I think the problem becomes when they start selectively enforcing them. Like when I was in Pop Warner and fucking Mueller and his boys used to be recruiting in my fucking games and shit. You know what I'm saying? While I was in Pop Warner, so I'm a little biased. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, my son went to Florida, played and got national championship. That Pop Warner has its benefits. I was just curious. You know what I'm saying, from your point of view, from actually hearing from somebody, like why. So now I'm getting you, especially when you kind of when it's kind of the Wild West in some of these other leagues, you kind of need to make sure, you know what I'm saying, dudes ain't doing some of the shit that they get away with in these other leagues too.
Right. And like I've had bad, not to say, of course, Pop Warner is not the god of youth football, but to me, it was just really stable for our organization. We're
you go to AYF and you got 3 different fucking AYFs in 40 years and shit, right?
Exactly.
And UIF has like the same 5 towns, you know what I'm saying, and then they rotate the guys on the outside of that. So I'm with you there, man.
Exactly.
And like I remember, Bill George, you got too many black folks.
Well, I don't want to go there, but
I'm going there. I'm telling you,
I remember a couple of years with UIF just watching the local teams around us, games being canceled because teams didn't want to travel to Calumet City to play the Chargers.
Shit, I love going out there, man. Right?
Like, come on, and I haven't seen that in Pop Warner. I've had
Pop Warner. They fine you if you don't show up, right?
Right. We've had Algonquin come out. We've had Hoffman come out. We've had Rockford come out. So it's like a lot of differences.
Right.
In these other leagues.
Right. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. So that's good. I appreciate that. So now this year, what are you going to coach this year? What level?
This year I'm doing JV.
JV. Okay. So that's okay. Basically it's 13U, right?
Basically.
13U is for skinny guys, like diet 13U, right? Yeah.
Right.
Why not just go unlimited with it?
To me, like my team fits that mold. Like I've been with these kids. So like we were, what year was that? 2017. We were junior Pee Wee. We were supposed to be. We were junior Pee Wee 2018. 2019. We were supposed to be junior Pee Wee again, but it didn't happen. We didn't have enough kids, so we just merged junior Pee Wee, and the big 12-year-olds.
Oh, that was the year you guys had that 12U team, right, with Bert?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that team was comprised in literally 2 weeks. We were junior Pee Wee all the way up until 2 weeks before the season.
Yeah, see, that's rough, man. That's why I loved having my little one. People can talk shit. Oh, I wasn't a real pro. I love that. I got my one program. I worry about my one team, and man, that makes so much fucking easier to deal with. So this year you're gonna be JV. So now are you guys D1 or D2 or what?
Right now we're still D2. By the beginning of the season, I don't know what happened.
The fact of the matter is there is no real D1 in Illinois. I don't give a fuck. These dudes can say whatever the fuck they want. There used to be. You know what I'm saying? But now it's so fucking watered down, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
Now it's so watered down. I mean, I remember when you guys first came over, because I was actually at the Pop Warner meeting when you and Larry came, right? Mm-hmm. I was there that day because I was at Algonquin, or not Algonquin, in Dundee that year. And I remember being there when you guys came in, and it wasn't nearly as many joints as it is out there now like this. Is it?
Not really. I just say there's so many teams out here now, and it's just like D1, this D1 and D2 is really some for Illinois, to me, is really like kind of redundant because I'll take, for instance, I won't use the COVID year for 2020. I'll
Right,
go
you
back
can't
to
because everybody
2019.
had an all-star team and that shit. Right.
Right. I'll go back to
Except me. Fuck. What happened?
2019. Like the Celtics won the JV level in 2019, but they lost to
Yeah,
us
but
and
who
we
did they
were
play?
D2.
Come on, let's be real fucking honest here, okay? Who did they play, Sheed? They played nobody. They played a bunch of fucking ham sandwiches that year. All right, and they basically walked to fucking Florida. All right, listen, that's why, listen, we could do this shit all day because I can back it up. So they played nobody to get to fucking Florida. They got to Florida. They played well, and they weren't a bad team. Don't get me wrong. And there's coaches
No,
for them.
not at
There's
all.
coaches for them on here on my page, and I've told them this shit too. But to me, it's like going D1, nobody around here is ever going to win it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Nobody around here is ever going to. When's the last time somebody won D1? Memorial Park
Like
and like Memorial Park and like fucking what fucking year was that? Like '09 or some shit or 2010 Memorial
I
Park.
don't even.
Yeah.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was the 90s. The last.
No.
time
It was
anyone
because it was after I went. It was I want to say it was 2009 or 2010. Memorial Park actually had two teams, I think, that went to Florida, and I think one of them won. But that's it. Since then, who? I mean, you see teams like Proviso. I mean, look, I get it, but really, D1. But the motherfuckers be so egomaniacal with that shit out here. Listen, if you're playing to win a national championship, then put yourself a national champion. Put your ego to the side. Stop worrying about. Oh, by the way, hey man, you did a fucking job with that frat, man. You turned that mother. You turned Illinois. You turned Illinois into a goddamn Shark Tank. I can't go on there. I'll be going on there, and I'll be like, I'm within like a month of being on there, and I'll be wanting to I'll be like trying to find out where motherfuckers live and shit. I can't do it.
But see, and it's funny you bring up the frat. Like the frat was created because before I started the frat, and this was a while back, we were in Southwest Midget League, and I'd go around and watch other teams, and I'd say, hey, we're from Cal City, and these teams were like, oh man, y'all league suck, we're the best, it's that and the other, and I'm all for shit talk. You can shit talk because I think I shit talk with anybody out there. So it's like, okay, everybody wants to talk shit, but let's all get in one space and talk shit. Just coaches though, but I found out very quickly that Illinois shit talk was taken a little bit more personal. Like, I see women down in Georgia, Florida, and Louisiana talking way more shit than so-called coaches talk in Illinois. And I'm like, whatever.
I can't do it, man. Like I just, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why. I agree with you. You're right. It's fucking. You know what I'm saying? Some of that shit I see some of these motherfuckers say, I'm like, did this bitch just say that shit to me? Like I shouldn't be wanting to find out where a motherfucker lives over some pee-wee football. Like this shit just shouldn't exist.
Exactly. Like me, I mean, if we're talking football, you can say, I'll tell you your team's trash, your league's trash. Sure. I'll never say a kid's trash, or your wife's trash, or your parents' trash. So I get that. You might want to fight over that. But if I say your team's trash and you want to fight, man,
the shit that gets me is when they start getting personal. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to talk about football, that's fine. You want to start talking personal, don't do that shit. But it's also that, like, them. You know what they say? Like it's a whole lot of motherfuckers that ain't been punched in the mouth enough times. You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
And that's the frat. The frat got a bunch of them motherfuckers. Like, his ass ain't been punched in the face enough. You know what I'm saying? It's because motherfuckers have been punched in the face. Don't talk to other grown ass men the way you talk to motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They probably got like 8 snitch bits and shit. So,
well, it's an open forum, but like I say, hey, y'all go that route with it. Hey, that's on y'all.
I'm admitting I can't hang. You know what I'm saying? I admit it. That ain't me, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. I gotta tell you, man, that motherfucker been going. I've been coaching now. I've been on the frat, I think, since what year was it, man? The year I started, I think, and done. The year I was, what year? Maybe 15, 16. How long you been on? How long has that thing been there? I know it. At least
the frat has actually existed since 2012.
Really?
But it didn't get going until, I'm gonna be honest, 2014. So the year after I won state, the first year we came to Pop Warner, and we won state on the junior midget level. it was still kind of silent. And then a couple of guys from the Will Cook League got in, and that's when it just started taking off.
Yeah.
And after that, it's I try to get all the leagues, and I want participation from all the leagues.
No, and I see that, but you guys go ahead.
We trash talk, but I would love to have, multiple guys from multiple leagues and everybody just giving information about their teams, their leagues. It's really to try to get Chicagoland to get towards that one true champion.
Right. But you're never going to get that, man. You'll never get that out here. Too many motherfuckers out here making money off it, number one. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of them dudes. This shit's they make money. They got like for-profit programs and shit. You know what I'm saying?
But you're not supposed to bring that up, like when you
right. We ain't supposed to tell you that we don't know that you have fundraisers to pay your rent and shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. We ain't supposed to talk about that. Which I don't have a problem with a motherfucker making money. Make all the money you want. Don't hide it.
Right. Exactly.
Don't stand out there like, man, this is my job. I'm making money. You know what I'm saying?
With your $50 and $100 trial fees.
Hey, you should have seen. I did the math on that shit on my show one night. They paid their whole fucking thing. They paid that whole All-Star shit. I said, Dwayne Bell be robbing motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Listen, I said that shit on my fucking shit. I said they robbed them up. Do the fucking math on that tryout fee and do the math on the fucking amount of money that they're paying. I get my shit from the same Pakistani motherfuckers they do. So I know how much that shit costs. Them motherfuckers making bank. I'm talking about big money. And they ain't paying the coaches. The only time I ever did an All-Star game, I did 2 All-Star games. I coached Diamond when that shit was fucking garbage. I met some cool motherfuckers there, but they paid me to coach there. You know what I'm saying? They gave me money they gave me money for the week, paid me to travel, they paid my hotel, and then D-Max. And the only reason I coached at D-Max was because my son was on the D-Max team, and I just happened to go there, and Coach Magic and me were cool, and Coach Magic was like, hey, come on and coach with us. But you see these guys, they're making all that money, and they ain't paying their coaches. You know what I'm saying? They ain't giving out good shit. Their shit they give out is fucking cheap. You know what I'm saying? They ain't, half the time motherfuckers don't even get their shit before they get there. You know what I'm saying? Like what? I saw that D1 motherfucker. Another one I don't like. Like, stop with your fucking rankings. Ain't nobody. You just literally throw shit at the fucking wall, like you got like a dartboard, and you just throw shit out there. So you're right. These motherfuckers making all that money. You know what I'm saying? They're making all that money. How much? They probably made $10,000 off that tournament. The one in East Chicago, easy $10,000. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. I'm good with that. Make all the money you want. Right. Fuck, I'm good. I'm not a hater. You know what I'm saying? But don't act poor. You know what I'm saying? And don't act like motherfuckers are keeping you from getting yours. You don't get to do that.
I don't care about who makes money. That's on you. But my thing is, if you're gonna do, and I'm just using the All-Star as an example, you're never gonna get the real All-Stars by charging money, because the All-Star parents aren't gonna pay.
They ain't been paying up till
they're not gonna pay.
Right, exactly.
I mean, you'll have a few, but if you want those inner city ones that you really gonna
need
to go
handpick
down
all
there
the teams. You want to handpick from Cal City and fucking Harvey and the midget league and fucking Metro. Metro's got some good football there. Motherfuckers snooze on it because they're quiet. You know what I'm saying? But Metro's actually got some good football there. But you're right, man. There's no way they're going to pay that shit. So the only way, now what I've thought about doing is, because I got some sponsors and shit like that, I've thought about doing a real one. Like, you come, you try out, and it's paid for you. You just got to get yourself there. You know what I'm saying? But the problem with that is that motherfuckers will just quit because they got no money in the game. You know what I'm saying? You got motherfuckers who won't show up to practice. They will. So that's where the other part of it comes in. Like, if you do it for free, then you got these motherfuckers. They got nothing in it. As soon as he finds out he ain't number one running back, he's leaving.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So.
But that goes back to what we were talking at first with the parents. So.
Man, I'll tell you what, man. I got lucky this year, man. I had the best. This year I had the best season I ever had. We played 21 games. We played all over the country. You know what I'm saying? My parents were cool. They were like, but I'll tell you, man. You know where I got the worst parents at? When I got to the Patriots. Holy fuck, are them people terrible. Holy shit. I mean, dude, I was watching a fucking game out in East Chicago. See, this good. Don't worry about shit. I'll say this shit for you. You just nod your fucking head. But so we, you know what I'm saying? I was out in East Chicago and I was watching Joliet, they got equally shitty parents. You know what I'm saying? But not like the Patriots. Them Patriot parents were fucking terrible. You know what I'm saying? I watched these Patriot parents motherfuck the coach. Like cursing. Like, to me, that shit's like unheard of. I would literally toss you off my team if you did that shit. You know what I'm saying? I get shit talking, but literally like just cussing at the kids on the field. You know what I'm saying? Cussing at the referees, all that shit. I mean, these people were fucking terrible. They were losing to the Joliet, and they just were losing them. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was just like, did nobody teach these fuckers how to act? And when I was there, I mean, dude, it was such a different. You want to know why the Patriots won all them national championships? They fucking bought them. They fucking bought them. Motherfuckers Ubers to fucking practice and shit. And this ain't no dig, dude. You still got to be able to coach it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, I got there and I was like, I got there like, hey, I'm going to come here and I'm going to learn some shit. And it was all like fucking rich daddy ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, how much dough do I have to pay the kid from fucking Robbins to come over and play on my team this year? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just amazed at that shit. People had told me about it. I was like, no, that shit don't really happen. Bullshit. Whole fucking team's full. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna tell me for 5 seconds that fucking, I'm not gonna name no kids' names. All right, but there's some motherfuckers that came over from Harvey one year, and I was like, there ain't no way that motherfuckers drove all the way from out there to there and paid for it. You know what I'm saying? No, man. Right. But the parents buy into that shit. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you have the parents who pay and the parents who don't. And the parents who don't, they're fucking insane because they got nothing to lose anyway. They don't give a shit. Their kid's already been told he's a superstar, whatever. But the parents who do pay, they're even worse. You know what I'm saying? Because they're really just hanging out with the cool kids and feeling fucking brave. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, I don't have to spell it out for you, man. You know what I'm saying? We call those raffle ticket sellers. You know what I'm saying? Why do they got 23 kids on their team? Because first 18. All right, why? Because you need the 18 to pay for the 7. You know what I'm saying? That's why.
Right.
And that's how it is out there. But the parents were fucking terrible. But they did such a good job of making the parents feel like the failures were the parents' fault. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding. I had parents coming up to me apologizing like, I'm sorry, Junior didn't do better in the game. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that have to do with you? Junior's 10. You know, like
that's hella psychology right there.
Dude, I was like amazed at how these dudes did that shit. I mean, now it's like an average program, you know what I'm saying? But it was, I'm telling you, man, when I got there and took the lipstick off that fucking pig, dog, holy shit. I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. And there was some cool motherfuckers there, don't get me wrong. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Real cool motherfuckers there. But it was man, when I saw what really went on behind the scenes, I was like, wow, man. Bought and paid for. So you want to, so let's talk about some shit that's gonna make people angry. All right. So let's switch. You got anything else on football?
No.
You got any question for me?
Nah, no, I'm following your lead. Let's go.
All right, so here. So we got us a new president, right? All right, we got us a new president, which, let's be honest, nobody voted for Biden. You know what I'm saying? They all voted against Trump. You know what I'm saying? Which, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get what you're going to get. But so let me ask you this. And this is something that I really think people don't understand is that facts can be thought of by two different people, two different ways. You know what I'm saying? What is a fact to you may not be a fact to me. And I think that until people understand that, like, example, to you, or I can't speak for you, to a lot of folks I know, all right, and I'm going to talk about race, not in a bad way, but we're going to talk about it. It's real. It's there. I think half the fucking problem is that people don't talk about it, and they act like it ain't there. They act like it ain't there, but then they act like it's something that they got to think about. Like, well, if we all got to think about it, well, let's fucking talk about it. Let's get the understanding. So one of my points that I think about is like this, okay? To a lot of black folks, it is a fact that cops like to kill black folks. It's a fact. You can't fucking argue it. It's a fact. To a lot of white folks, it's a fact that, whatever, they don't. So you see what I'm saying? So the same thing can be seen as a fact to two different people. So I think until people realize that, you know what I'm saying, they're not going to be able to fucking find no middle ground. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always going to be like, that dude's a fucking crazy person. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. It's a fact that this happens. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you this. So why do you think folks hated Trump so much when he was he used to be really popular? Black folks used to love him. Black folks be like, I want to be like Trump. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So help me understand that.
So, well, to me, I think that Trump got most of his hate from his language that he used. So let me put it out there first like this. Sure. I didn't hate Trump, and his language didn't bother me.
Right.
However, I didn't vote for Trump. And I didn't vote for Trump. Like I take his slogan, "Make America Great Again."
Right.
Had Trump ran as an independent and said, "Hey, let's make America great again, but this time for everybody," he'd have my vote.
Okay, I get that. I like that.
He'd have my vote. However, the way that Trump went about it, and I'm not mad. He was trying to win the election. You do what you got to do to win the election. He curved that. He played that line of, like his primary base is not people that I would consider going to be really welcoming to me.
Okay,
I'm not
got
saying
you.
that. I didn't say everybody was like that. I said his base. I believe that's where his base started, and I believe that's who he was marketing to with his tone. I had conversations with friends of mine, black friends of mine. I'm like, well, what did Trump ever say about black people during his 4 years in office? Because I don't recall him ever making really disparaging remarks against black people. Did he say some stuff about Latinos? Yeah. Did he say some stuff about Arabs? Yeah. Asians? Yeah. But I'm like, what did he say about black people? And I'm like, I really don't. So some people really held on to that and they pushed that narrative with him, and he didn't help himself any either because
No
he
doubt
was
there, man.
a dumbass. And it's just like, I feel like Trump brought a lot of his problems on himself, not being able to communicate with everybody.
Right.
Like, you could speak to your base. He could speak to his base easily, but you're gonna need more than your base to get reelected. And I honestly thought Trump was gonna be reelected.
I did
I
too.
didn't think there, I didn't think that there was any way in the world that they were gonna beat Trump with what they ran off.
Well,
But
here, what they ran off of was we're gonna beat Trump.
right,
I
we're
mean,
gonna get Trump out of
and
office.
yeah,
By any means necessary.
right,
No matter who we put, let's just beat Trump. That's what they ran off of.
right.
I'm like, well,
Yeah,
not gonna win like
and
that.
I understand that. I get that. So basically what you're saying is you don't really have a problem with Trump so much as the fact that he was riling up people that you felt he was riling up a certain segment of the population that you felt wasn't never going to have your best interest in mind.
Exactly.
Okay,
But
I
on
get
another
that.
thing is it's like I go to work every day. I don't care about who's in office because the first time I voted for a president was the first time Obama ran. I've been an adult since the second term of Clinton. My life really hasn't been any different
Right.
at any of these points. So regardless if Trump would have won or Biden would have won, I still had to get up and go to work the next day.
Right. And
They're
that's
still not going to do shit.
right. And that's one of the things that I don't think people remember I was telling you that a lot of people just don't understand that everybody's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? We're all, you know what I'm saying? You got to get up and go to work every morning. That shit doesn't affect you. That's why we tell people, this shit doesn't affect me. They can go out there and they could say, we're going to put these 80,000 executives. None of that shit matters. That's talking
Right.
points. That's all that shit is. You know what I'm saying? But man, what got me is I couldn't understand, is it went from we don't like Trump to we hate people who like Trump. You know what I'm saying? And Dwayne Tyler, one of the things I always talk about Dwayne Tyler is I don't give a fuck what a person's inner beliefs are. I couldn't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? You can go home and dress up like a Little Red Riding Hood and get smacked on the ass with a fucking Nazi set flag. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? I care how you act. I care how you do people. I care how you do me and my people. You know what I'm saying? But I think at a certain point, everybody just took, you like Trump, you're immediately evil. That's it. Like I can't, like rather than separate the person from the action, rather than say, they like Trump, well maybe that just works for them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they hate Trump, well maybe there's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody just wants to automatically say, well fuck that. You know what I'm saying? You like them, I hate that. And that's why go ahead.
Not to cut you off, but see, that's the culture that we live in nowadays. There is no in the middle anymore. You're either right or left, Republican or Democrat. You're not one or the other. And I'll use this as an example. So Black Lives Matter.
Right.
So we'll say Black Lives Matter. Well, if you're Black Lives Matter, then you're a part of this terrorist group that's destroying America. I don't know one person in Black Lives Matter. Not one.
Right.
Not one person, but I know people as well as myself who agree with how the movement was started and what the movement actually means. when they started funding Black Lives Matter, that's when they changed the
Right, because
narrative.
now they're beholden to the money. You know,
Right,
now
you
yeah,
have to
at
be.
that point, once you start taking money, now you owe the people paying you that money.
Right, exactly. But that's not the first time they've done this. They did that with the NAACP way back in the day. It's the same shit,
Sure, sure,
just a
I
new
agree.
day, new name.
I
So
agree.
therefore, they can change the narrative. I take the Kaepernick shit. Kaepernick literally came out and said out of his mouth, "This is why I'm doing that." And what did they do? They changed the entire narrative. They stopped talking about exactly what he said and started building on what they felt it was.
See
So
now,
that's what
go ahead. No, go ahead.
that's where my thing is. It's hypocrisy, and it's hypocrisy with anybody. So if you're gonna say one thing but do another, you're a hypocrite.
Man, I agree.
How can you say that Biden's gonna be this when Trump was doing the same shit? He
Well,
just said it differently. Like it's the same shit over and over. It's just a new character.
right, right. So not. So I agree with that. So let's start. Let me go to the Black Lives Matter thing, okay? And this is something
Mm-hmm.
that I've talked about a lot. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
I agree 100%. I'm for that. One of the things I talk about all the time is I say, man, motherfuckers just name shit the wrong shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of times people just name, like you just said, Trump said, make America great again. Motherfucker, why would you say that? Because for a gigantic segment of the population, America was never fucking great. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So America was
Right.
the place they ended up at, and they gonna fuck around here, and they gonna try to make the best of life. You know what I'm saying? So I've always thought that people be careful. So when they named it Black Lives Matter, as soon as they said you got it. So one thing about me is I really do try. I grew up kind of differently. I've been in a lot of institutions and shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, so I kind of see things differently than most people do, and I really do try to see it. So the first thing I said, of course, all the white people I know, oh, what do you mean? Don't every life? Shut the fuck up. Motherfuckers don't mean that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not what they mean. But at the same time, I'm like, what? You call it, Black Lives Matter too. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Got it. Then at that point, motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? As far as like giving shit names, naming it the wrong shit, I have a thing like I always say, you got to take all the bullets out of their gun. Because no matter what you come at somebody with, they're always going to have little stupid shit they're going to come back with, right? So you got to take them back. You call it Black Lives Matter too. Now you're always going to have people that have other shit. But you see what I'm getting at? And I'm just giving you
Right.
the other side of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Right.
saying you're wrong. I'm saying you're fucking right. But I'm saying that until the people that I got to listen to in my fucking ear and the people that you got to listen to in your fucking ear, all right, understand that just because remember I said earlier, facts aren't really facts. You know what I'm saying? Because to you, fact, this is fucking right. Them, fact, this is right. So, but I agree with it. The other problem is that now there's Black Lives Matter movement and the Black Lives Matter organization. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, what I did see like a couple weeks ago, I forget what the fuck it's called. I actually put it on my show because it was like the movement for Black Lives. And I liked that. I thought that was good. It kind of encompassed a whole bunch of different shit, and I thought that was a good, positive way to kind of turn that around. You know what I'm saying? But the Black Lives Matter thing, you're right. People just took it and they said, well, no, how come that? And they threw a hissy. Shut up, man. Some shit ain't for you to fucking get. Some shit is for you to just understand that. I think the first thing people got to understand is that you got to understand that people aren't going to understand your way of thinking unless you're articulate. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about just in general. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I
But
get it.
you know what I'm saying? So that was my thought there. And as far as Colin Kaepernick goes, I don't give a fuck about the national anthem. The national anthem was started at the places for so that they could be they could charge them money. They were paying the NFL money so they could recruit.
Right.
The only reason I don't like Colin Kaepernick is he's a fucking crybaby. All right, Colin Kaepernick, so I'm just giving you the other side. Now, all them people who say, oh, well, he kneeled in the national anthem, that's fucking stupid. That's dumb. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know very many people that really believe that. I think a lot, you know what I'm saying? I know to me, he got caught pouting. That's what as far as I'm concerned, he got caught pouting and fucking called it some shit. He's the luckiest man on earth. You know what I'm saying? Because he got benched, he got caught fucking pouting, you know what I'm saying? Called it a fucking movement, and now he's making $3 million a year for fucking Nike after he pissed off all them old rich white men. You know what I'm saying? I mean, am I wrong? I mean, but again, we don't know the facts. Only he knows the facts. But that's my thing. And again, he's another one where you probably could have gone without wearing the Che Guevara shirt while you talk about unity. or why you talk about, you know, Che Guevara is, right? Che Guevara is a fucking communist. You know what I'm saying? A communist, like, more than anybody. So, again, I think we made the point tonight is, man, motherfuckers just gotta watch what the fuck they say more. You know what I'm saying?
I get that in a sense, but so to tailgate on the Black Lives Matter, like if we break down and just say it like Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Didn't say matter more.
Right.
Is better. It's matter. And so a lot of times, and it's been in history, a lot of times it's like Black people have to make sure that, you know, we make white people feel comfortable.
I get that. Okay.
And with what we're saying, and I'm like, how much more simpler is Black Lives Matter? But now you come with all lives matter and blue lives matter.
Well, go ahead.
That's just the dumbest shit ever. Like,
I know.
To me, that's
I agree with you on that. I've told people before that blue light. Forget out here with that blue lives matter shit. You don't wake up in the morning and have to be a fucking cop.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I get it. So here's what I'm gonna. So now I'm gonna rebut that what you just said, and I'm gonna say you're absolutely right. But sometimes being right doesn't get you the best result. I'm a results-based guy. I say, what do I gotta do to get results? Like coaching-wise, whatever. What do they got? What do I gotta do to get a result? All the time I say, what do I got? So I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is maybe there's a better way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, but like you're saying, you're like, why the fuck do I gotta cater to them? Fuck them motherfuckers. Understood. You know what I'm saying? Understood. But to me, it's like, you gotta know how to work the crowd. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm not saying you gotta cater to them. I'm saying you gotta know how to manipulate them. You see the difference?
And I totally get that stance, but me personally, it's like, I'm at the point, so I grew up in the South, so we knew who the racists were.
Right.
We knew who the racists
shit on
were.
Our arm.
and what's funny is you get more respect, and you respected the racists more than you did this guy who played the fence. Like, okay, if you don't like me because I'm Black, okay, cool. Well, you don't like me because I'm Black. Okay, we can get it. I won't speak to you. You won't speak to me. Good, cool. We can deal with that. It's just that when you know, when you're in my face, you're one way, but then when you go over there with everybody else, you're totally different. Like, yeah, no, don't do that. But my point is, as a Black man, I'm not looking for help from quote unquote the white man. Like, let's fix our own problems. If they don't like our Black Lives Matter, so fucking what? Like, let's deal with our own shit.
Right.
You know, you don't have to. Like, we can come to a common understanding of being respectful for one another. Like, I'm not one of these people that if you don't want me in your restaurant because you're Black, I'm gonna go protest. No, I'm not gonna go spend my money. I don't give a shit. Like, so, I'll go build my own restaurant, and then you know, I'll make my own money. Like, shit, my money's green just like your money's green. So I that's not me. I'm not that person. You're never gonna catch me marching or protesting. Right. I just don't feel like it's useless. Been doing that for 50 and 60 years, and where has it gotten us? Nowhere.
So, right.
Nowhere.
No, I agree. So let me ask you this. Now, this might be a fucked up question. Part of me says, fuck it. We should just make, like right now they do so much to curb hate speech, right? Don't say that. Don't say this. I think they should let everybody say everything. All right? I think they should let everybody say everything. And I also think that, you know what? It'll take about a month until motherfuckers get tired of getting punched in the face. You know what I'm saying? They don't say those shit no more. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that comes back to what you're saying. If we just make it, just be open. But I had said before that I'm not racist, but everybody's got fucked up shit about them. You know what I'm saying? To me, racist is different to me. That some people try to say, well, Black folks can't be racist because they don't hold no power. That's not racism. That's oppression. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can be racist, and everybody has some races in them. Don't get me wrong. But you know, everybody got some prejudices in them. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You ain't looking at Fat Billy and telling me he's a running back. You know what I'm saying? That's just prejudice. That's at its basest form. You're gonna see shit, and you're gonna think that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's when you let that shit define how you act towards people. So what I'm saying is, maybe we're better just letting everybody be in the open about shit. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, you decide whether you want to fuck with that person or not. Instead of letting Facebook or Twitter or whoever tell you, oh, well, we took that person out of here because they were being mean to you. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that?
I mean, so like, I'll use it. Just the other day, I was trolling some guy on Facebook who was saying that white people should have the right to say the N word. I'm like, you do have the right to say the N word.
Right, say what you want.
You
right?
have all the right in the world.
Right.
However, there could be consequences behind you saying this word.
It ain't no different than you can't say bomb in an airport.
Right. You can say whatever you want. Right. Just be ready to deal with the consequences behind it. Like this whole notion of like this last country singer guy who got caught saying the N-word. Now he's canceled by his record label and all of that. Like they try to change the narrative. Like this is like, I guarantee you less than 1% of his fans are black. I guarantee less than 1% of black people even knew who this guy was until this made the news.
I heard something about
We're not canceling him. We're not the people that's canceling it.
Right. But it's making it look like you guys are. So all it's doing is making shit worse. Right.
Exactly. That's how they do this. They make it look like we're the ones. Like if they never would have put this out in the news, we never would have knew about it.
Right.
I still don't even know who the guy is.
So my buddy told me one day, he said, man, black folks ain't canceled the motherfucker their whole life. You know
exactly. We don't own the record labels and the radio stations and the TV stations.
Right. Right. And one of the smartest things I saw somebody, I think it was Azula, said one day. He said, black folks, sit this one out. Let the white folks fight among themselves. That's really what it is.
Exactly.
Black folks don't get, and that's what I want white people to understand is that black folks don't give a fuck about that shit. Black folks got enough. Black folks just want to live their life, be done. Now you're always gonna have those certain people who are gonna be out there want to get in some shit. You know, you're always gonna have your activist types and stuff like that that are always gonna want to. But the average black folks, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They just want to live their life. You know, hey, you didn't say that shit to me. I don't. You know what I'm saying? What do I fucking care?
But see, the craziest part of it is, so using this country singer guy, he's canceled, but yet and still, you won't cancel a rapper who gets on and talks about killing 30 and 40 people a day. You don't cancel that.
I watched it. Yep.
So why is it that it's okay for these record labels and stuff to promote killing and drug use in young black males and females, but it's not okay that one white guy says the N-word?
Well, and it's funny because you're right. You know what I'm saying? I actually watched when I went this morning. I went on your page, just kind of looking at your stuff, and I saw that one guy that you have on, or he kind of talks like that. You know what I'm saying? I forgot his name. There's a guy who watches videos, and he kind of said the same thing. So that kind of takes it in two different directions. So at the first point, it's you're right. Why don't they get on them for that? You know what I'm saying? There's two thoughts of that. Number one, well, they want them to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
They want them to keep doing it. Or two, you know what I'm saying? They don't care. It ain't them.
Right,
you know
exactly.
Because black folks ain't running no record companies. They ain't running the news place.
Exactly.
They ain't running none of that shit.
I'm a firm believer in this right wing and left wing are attached to the same bird.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
It's attached to the same bird. So,
right.
You can't say you can say you're conservative or liberal. I don't care. No one, you can come tell me that there's nobody on God's green earth that you can tell me, say, oh, that guy's a racist, that I'd be surprised. Surprised.
You're right, man.
Okay.
There's a lot of them out there, man. Because like I said, I think everybody is to a certain extent. I think everybody has some in them, a little bit in them where now. So let's define racist. Let's see if you and me can come up with, at least for the purpose of this conversation, what we agree on what racist is. To me, racist is you see somebody that looks a certain way or looks a certain way, and you automatically assume bad things. I think that's racist. What racist is. I don't think racism has anything to do with the overall structure. I think that's oppression. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? I think racism is basically like prejudice, but outwardly. Does that make sense? That's what I think. So prejudice,
right.
As far as racism goes, so like, for example, I got a lot of guys that are like, I ain't racist, but man, every fucking chance they get to point out a black dude did some shit wrong, they're going to do it. know what I'm saying? I got some black friends that I ain't racist, but every fucking time they get to show that video of that white dude getting his ass whooped, they gonna show it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that to me is kind of what racist is. You know. So what do you think?
So, like, to me, it's really difficult to define racism, to just pin it down to a 7-word definition, because a lot of things can be bigotry, it can be prejudice, but to me, that all leads into being a racist. So I don't necessarily. So I know you disagree with racism being a part where um, holding power, but to me, it does play into that because. So I guess to me, it may be levels of racism. Like I said, I grew up in a
Well, that's why
very
I said
small
there's
town in
racism and then
Arkansas.
there's oppression. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, oppression is just what my version of. Go ahead.
So, like, yeah, I mean, you got these backwood racists who just see a black skinned person and I don't like him. Why you don't
Right.
like him? Because he's black. Well, what is he ever
What do you
gonna
do, right?
Nothing. He's just black. Those, yeah, you got those racists. Then you got these racists who just feel like, okay, well, I'll hire him in my company, but I'm not gonna let him be a manager. He's not gonna run shit because they are such and such A
Right.
B C D E F G. So you have that type of racism. So to me, it's varying degrees of racism, and I don't necessarily think
Okay, I get that. So I get that as far as the power thing goes with that right there, that it can have some sort of effect on power relationships. Okay, I get that. That makes
Right.
sense. Go ahead.
because I mean I know some
But it's
guys.
not as a rule about power. Right.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
I had a job once back in Mount Prospect. This guy, he was at the same position as this black lady, and when she got the promotion and he didn't, he literally quit his job because he said he would not work for a black woman with less education than
fuck
him.
that guy. You're better off without him.
But this is the crazy thing. Used to come out and hang out with us. You would have never thought that he had these type of feelings until he was put in that situation. And see, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
I like my snakes out in the open instead of in the grass.
Right. And that's why I'm telling you, I think them putting us in Facebook jail for saying shit, and I can get put in Facebook jail for dumb shit. But I'm just saying, I think that it should be more open, in the sense that
Right.
how else you gonna know who to watch out for? You know, I agree with you. But I agree with what you're saying. So basically, what we agree on is that racism is a person who makes decisions about how they're going to treat another person based on their race, not just what they think about a person, but that's a person who makes outward decisions about a person about their race. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Those decisions could very well be they're the boss and they ain't gonna hire them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it's not about. I'm just saying I've had people tell me black folks can't be racist because they don't hold no power. I totally fucking disagree with that shit. I believe black folks can't be oppressive. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. You know what I'm saying? But so we agree on that. So now we at least know for if we talk again or whenever we and now I can be like, yeah, well, I know what racism means because the black guy told me. No, I'm just kidding. But but I think this is good, man. I think this is a good conversation right here, man. I think we got to have more of these conversations. You know what I'm saying? You can't have with like 20 people because they'll never shut the fuck up. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I feel better that we had this conversation. You know, now when I see shit on, and I know that a lot of times you just be trolling, but the funny thing is, I offer this to people. You know what I'm saying? And anybody watching my show every week will tell you, man, I'm real fair about shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if black folks do some stupid shit, I say it. White folks do some stupid. I really do try to be in the middle as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? You know, as much as any old white man could be in the fucking middle. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're the only one who took me up on a fucking offer, man. You're the only fucking one. You know what I'm saying? I got dudes, that think they Farrakhan reincarnated and shit that won't sit down and have this conversation with me. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think that is?
Fear. They're scared that, like, so I know you just befriended me again on Facebook. If you ever look, I'll ask a question and be like, hey, white friends, answer this for me.
I do that shit and none of them fucking answer.
Know.
Yes.
Exactly.
I ask black people, I'm telling you, black people, what is it? None of them fucking answer.
Because I don't know. Let me know. Or give me some insight. I do have one guy that will the guy from the Celtics, what is his name? Evans. He will conversate.
Steve or
Yeah,
or
Steve.
Scott.
He will conversate.
Yeah.
Not Scott. He deleted me.
Well,
Steve.
Scott's
Steve
about.
will have that conversation, and it's never name calling. We both state our opinions, and we go, and that's what you have to do, because I feel like if you're scared to talk about race because you might be perceived as a racist, and you might be racist because
Right.
I mean, like,
I like that. That's good.
I'm just saying, like,
No, that's
if you
good.
have a disagreeing opinion, like me and you, we're going to disagree on a few things here, but I'm not just going to call you a racist because you have a different view than me.
Right.
That's ignorance.
Right.
That's not, everybody has their own opinion.
Right. Call me
You're going to be
racist because
right
I hate
about.
Canadians. Fuck those guys. Right. No, sorry. Go
I'm
ahead.
just saying, everybody has their opinions. Everybody's entitled to their opinions, but you can't be afraid to say it. And I don't know how you ever think you're gonna fix something if you don't talk about
Right.
it.
Too many people want confirmation bias. Like people don't even read the news to learn about shit. They read the news to get agreed with. You know what I'm saying? They read the
Exactly.
news to go find out what it is. I made a point. So there's some shit that one of the things universal income. I think that's just retarded. But you know what I said? I'm gonna go learn why people think universal income is a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Now even after that, I didn't agree with it. But you got to go out of your way to look at it, and out of your way to go try to find things that disagree with what you want. You know what I'm saying? But you're right, man. People don't want to have that
Yeah,
discussion. They want to
I,
get
I
agreed with.
disagree. I disagree with a $15 minimum wage.
Oh, that's been proven. You know what I'm saying? That's been proven that it's gonna. The problem is it's gonna turn all your jobs into part-time jobs.
Right. It's
Yeah.
gonna it's and raise the prices. So
Yeah.
that, I remember back in the day, McDonald's used to have two Big Macs for $2. What are they now? Like two Big Macs for like $10.
Right. Right. Right.
So when you pay, now you gotta pay these people. Just using McDonald's as an example. No shout out to anybody that works at McDonald's, but now you're paying these people $15 an hour. McDonald's isn't gonna lose their
Right.
percentage of income. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna hire less people and work them even harder, and then they're gonna raise their prices.
Right. And one of the things that I saw the other day, and if you got to go, let me know.
No, I'm good.
Okay, but cause I'll talk all fucking night, man. I ain't got shit to do. My wife don't even like me, so I'm just kidding. She lets me see her boobies every now and then. But out of all the guys on that prison bus, she picked me. I'm the one, man. So what the fuck was I saying? I got awful ADD. I fucking forgot. Oh, McDonald's. So basically, what the minimum wage is. The other reason they have to raise the minimum wage, they need more taxes. They need more taxes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Think about how much of that they're gonna. You may be getting a 50% raise, and 30% of that 50% is going to taxes. You know what I'm saying? Number one. Number two, it's really just a tax on the poor people. Because when you're raising that money, when you're raising the prices on a lot, like you said, McDonald's going to pass that shit on. They're going to automate, and you're going to lose jobs, and they're going to pass that shit on the little guy. Well, who eats at fast food restaurants? That's poor people shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's poor people shit. I eat there. I'm a poor motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, but you're right, man. It's not a good idea. But you got these people out there that just, and that's the other thing is everybody say, oh, motherfuckers just want shit for free, and that's true to a certain extent. I really do believe the government is training folks right now to be accustomed to getting free shit. I really believe that. You know what I'm saying? I only because a beholden person is a loyal one. Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
I get that.
so that's where I think the $15 an hour thing is coming into that. You know what I'm saying? Because while on paper they can say, look, we're giving you more money, you know what I'm saying, and we're going to give you more money, in reality, they know it's going to raise poverty. You know what I'm saying? It's going to raise poverty. So, that's that, man.
Right. So, and like I said, like there is no in between anymore. Like, you know, I find myself, I will never label myself conservative or Democrat or Republican. I'll never do that. But that's what they want you to do.
Well, sure, they want
You got
tribalism.
to
They want
choose a
identity.
side.
Yep. They want
You got
identity
to choose a
politics.
side.
Yep, pick one. I refuse, man. And I be getting motherfuckers mad, man. Motherfuckers be getting mad when they be like, oh, well, no, shut the fuck up. No, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying?
But see that's what kills. Not to cut you out, but that's what kills me. And honestly, I'm just saying I see it more with people who were like conservatives or Republicans or Trump supporters. Like you want to speak your filth and you want to talk bad about the Dems and the libs, but your your people just do just as bad shit. Like,
Right.
but you won't recognize that. You'll look the other way when your guy steals old people's retirement
Right. Right.
funds.
Right.
But you want to talk about this guy because he wants to give some of the poor people a few crumbs to make them feel good. Like, no, it's all the same.
There, I
It's
agree.
all the same.
I agree. They too many people. It's okay when my guy does it. You know, it's
Right,
okay when my
exactly.
guy does it. It's not, and that's one of the things where, look, so perfect example, them riots and shit, right? So them riots. When motherfuckers was rioting, and my belief on riots is real simple. Okay, protest. I don't give a fuck. Protest all you want. Make all the noise. Maybe you start breaking shit or fucking up people's shit. All right? Whatever the fuck you get, you get. That's just the way I look at it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A guy told me once, he said, well, they gave me the expression of rage, and I get all that, and that's great. That doesn't, I hope, you know what I'm saying? And I told the guy, says, well, I don't know what to say to that because, in my opinion, you're just giving a motherfucker excuse for being an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that just to me doesn't make any sense. Now I understand where it's coming from, but at the same time, so in the summer they were rioting, motherfuckers burning shit down, and it was go do it. The government was fucking, dude, Kamala Harris was setting up GoFundMe's to get these motherfuckers out of jail, right? Yeah, all right? You know, then all of a sudden the Capitol riots come, and I said the same thing. Like this, I was consistent the whole time. And actually, what I had said in the summer was, look, you Billy Badass breaking a fucking Best Buy, go rob the fucking cop shop, go burn the police department down. You mad at the cops? You burned down the Best Buy. What kind of shit is that? Go burn down the police station. So then the Capitol riots come. And all of a sudden, we're seeing all the pictures of all the guys on here. Like, this guy was doing this guy was doing that. Well, you know what I'm saying? And haha, the lady got shot. And I'm like, and I agree. Haha, the lady got shot. But at the same time, where was that same energy in the summer? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's only okay when your guy does it. When your guy was, and I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying. I don't have to explain to you. But you know, when their guy was doing it, you know what I'm saying? It was fine. There was purpose behind it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But when these guys were doing it, it was wrong and terrible, and now we're surrounding the fucking Capitol with fucking with barbed wire.
Right.
And
And the piggyback on that, sorry to cut you off.
No, good.
So when the riots were happening in the summertime, I'll just call for this conversation, we'll say the Black Lives Matter riots. So my point is this: there were people out there protesting, there were people out there rioting, and there were people out there looting.
Right.
I guarantee you the people out there looting were not out there protesting.
Right.
At all.
Okay.
There were videos of so when the Capitol riots came, oh, it's Antifa. They infiltrated this and they started that. Well, but when people said that Antifa did it during the Black Lives Matter rally, no, they were all together. See, you lump Antifa with the Black Lives Matter people, but then when Antifa does it, because I don't doubt Antifa probably did do it. Who the hell knows? I don't know.
Right.
You know, but don't you can't just say like on both sides of the spectrum. You have to be straight down the middle. If Antifa could infiltrate the Capitol riots, Antifa could have infiltrated the Black Lives Matter.
I agree. So let me jump on that. Let me jump on that for a second. So here's my issue. My issue is, because we know that there were people that infiltrated. There, at least I do. The ones in the summer. I know there were people in there. You know, I call them fire starters. You know, they're in there fucking riling everything up and shit. No doubt. As I believe that this same thing happened over here with this. The difference to me is the way that the news media covered it. You know what I'm saying? Now you heard Trump and them, but 99% of the news media was, look at them, they're doing something great, they're standing on what they believe in. And then when these dudes did it, it was, look at these fucking pieces of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I just think if everybody got looked at the same way. But I agree with what you're saying, because here's a perfect example. You say that, you know, well, there were people rioting and people looting, and then there were people protesting, and they weren't the same, right? Okay.
Right.
But at the same time, I got it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not a Trump supporter. You know what I'm saying? I have my views on everything all over the place. I've always said I thought the guy was a fucking retard. You know what I'm saying? But I thought he was going to quit like he did on the USFL myself. But but all of a sudden, every one of those people, and people who aren't even there, they took 74 million people and stuck them in a box. And they said, these people here did this bad shit, maybe a couple thousand of them. But all 74 million of you motherfuckers are now responsible for this. You understand what I'm saying? That to me, that's totally fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem holding people accountable for the shit they did. Again, we talk about, I don't care what your inner belief structure is. You know what I'm saying? I care about how you act outwardly towards other people. You know what I'm saying? I believe, I just don't like how they took 74 million people and they stuck them in a box and they said, every one of you fuckers is bad. Now, at the same time, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, you know what I'm saying? There are some people who took all black people and put them in that box too. You know what I'm saying? In the summer. So, you know what I'm saying? But to me, the amount of retribution, one was done menacingly, and the other one was done out of habit, if you know what I mean. But the way the mainstream people were doing it, the mainstream people were clapping for the fucking riots in the summer. Kamala Harris was setting up fucking, they were literally was setting up fucking GoFundMes and shit. You know what I'm saying? So my point is that how are we ever as a country gonna be able to fucking get in the middle if we fall for that shit? You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I'm gonna give you a small example, and this was from years ago, the OJ trial.
Right.
So I can guarantee you that I'm gonna lowball it. So I'm gonna say I guarantee you 70% Black Americans thought OJ was guilty.
Right.
But
I
still
think 100% of Americans thought it.
but still cheered when he got off, simply for you see how it feels now.
Okay, I get that.
You see how it feels.
No, I got
like,
it.
You know this motherfucker guilty, but because of his status and his money, he gets to get away with it.
So here's my question to you then. Do you want justice or do you want revenge? Because you can't have both. If we want justice, then we can't look at that shit that way, because that's revenge. Justice is I want equal shit to happen for everybody, and I want the right thing to happen. Revenge is fuck you. Now you know how it feels, and I'm not whatever you want. That's fine. Too many people mistake the two.
It's like you consistently keep asking for justice, and then you don't get justice. But then when it's like, see, I told you so. I told you the system doesn't work. I told you it's fucked up. Okay. But you didn't want to believe it until OJ got out. Now it's something wrong with it.
But that's not revenge. That's just
right. That's what I'm saying.
That's just you letting motherfuckers trip over their own dick. That's what that is.
Exactly.
Yeah. No.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
you want justice. You want justice, but you understand that sometimes motherfuckers don't understand what it looks like until they. Okay, I get that.
Right.
That's fine.
And that, the same thing. I saw the same type of scenarios happening when the Capitol riots happened. Like, oh, okay, now you see. You see, a motherfucker don't want to listen. You got to tear some shit up, but you know, hey.
I've always been okay with tearing up government shit. Like you know what I'm saying? I always, when they were tearing up, dude, they've been tearing up government shit in Portland forever. When they tore down the fucking, go look at my fucking Facebook from last year during the riots. Actually, I was at Facebook jail during the riots. Man, I lost so much good material there. But they, but basically, when they were tearing down the cop shop, I was cheering for them. Go do it. But don't tear down the fucking business. Don't tear down the Best Buy. Don't tear down the fucking Walmart. And people say, well, I don't give a fuck. They're insured. It doesn't matter, because that makes people not what. How long did it take? Come on. Okay, growing up in the South, right? You grew up in a small town. They probably have one bank, right?
Two.
Right. You go to the South Side of Chicago 20 years ago. How hard was it to find a fucking bank? How hard was it to find a grocery store? You know what I'm saying? How far? I got three hospitals. Okay, within 10 minutes of me. How many you got within you?
Well, I live in the suburbs. So
okay. Either way, where you live in Cal City?
Lansing.
Even still, how many hospitals you got within 10 minutes of you?
3.
Okay. My point that I'm making, you get my point that I'm making. 20
right,
years ago,
I get what you're.
My point that
I get what you're saying. Like if I lived in Harvey's got a hospital. if I lived in Robin somewhere, like I get that. I get the point you're making.
Yeah. So I just those guys aren't going to want to go there. You know what I'm saying? And this is where I try to say you got to think like they think. You know what I'm saying? If you go there and you're destroying their shit, they're just not going to go back, and people are going to lose their jobs. But and when you tell people that, it's like they're like, oh, I don't give a fuck. That job don't make no money anyway. Well, to that person, it did. You know what I'm saying? To that person, it did. You know what I'm saying? And if you want community investment, you can't destroy it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just giving you the viewpoint on my end. You know what I'm saying? It's, on the other side, it's explain to me the other side, because I don't see any other way to look at it but that. How
So
is
to me,
destroying shit
to me
okay?
personally, I don't agree with destroying stores and stuff. I think it's stupid. Like, I don't get it, man. Maybe if you try to go break in the bank,
Right, rob the fucking
actually
bank.
get something out of it.
Right, rob the armory.
However, on the side though, like, okay, if they did tear up the grocery store, like, I would hope that someone from that area and that community would go back in and rebuild it up, because a lot of times these people that do come put these businesses in their neighborhoods, they shut down shop, take the money, and leave.
That's what I'm saying. You're almost inviting them to fucking make the neighborhood worse. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, they're making it better by providing a service, but when they're taking the money right,
you're
back
saying
out
they're
of
not
the
reinvesting the money in the community.
They don't reinvest in the community. So, and that's not on a larger scale like a Walmart, Target. Though to me that's a little bit different than your little.
You're talking about like the Koreans that run a liquor store. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
The Koreans taking their money out of the liquor store. You know what I'm saying? He might hire two people. You know what I'm saying? But all that money is going back out to him where his Korean people are.
Exactly. So, these beauty supplies. So to me, that I'm still not saying it's right to tear down the business. Don't take that as saying, oh, just because it's a foreigner tear. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying on the flip side, if that does happen, I would like to see reinvestment from people within the community, rebuilding up our own communities. And see, that's where it starts. We have to take care of ourselves and stop depending on anybody else or waiting on anybody else.
See, and that's one of them things that I'm not allowed to say. You know what I'm saying? As a white dude, I'm not allowed to say, well, at a certain point, you got this opportunity here, be accountable for that opportunity and go get it. You know what I'm saying? Right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? One of my friends that I got, he's always saying that shit, like, man, if we can just get 10 dudes to put this together, we can do this, or if we can just get to do that. I agree with you 100%. And to me it's well, shit, man. Listen, there's money in the hood. We know it. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows. You ever seen a line to the fucking dope man? There's money in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Right. There's money in the hood. Motherfuckers dress nice. There's money in the hood. The problem is that you don't get enough people to put it together, like you said, and reinvest it. You know what I'm saying? Fine. Burn them. I would have been fine, like you said, burn down a Korean liquor store, but then go in there and rebuild another one of your own. See, that's the other thing, is there's really no sense of community anymore. You know what I'm saying? The suburbs came and they pushed everybody out, and there is none of that anymore. There is no, this is our bar. You know what I'm saying? This is our liquor store. This is our place. You know what I'm saying? As much as folks would talk about how bad that shit was to have, it was still, that was our shit. You know what I'm saying? Am I right, or?
No, I totally get it. I definitely get it. But a lot of it has to do with, so, like, if you go on the west side and south side of Chicago, you'll see the Arabs with businesses in the hood, the Koreans, the Asians, all of those. You go on the north side, you don't see that shit.
Right.
You don't see that shit. They're not going to let them set up shop in those neighborhoods like that.
Well, true. I mean, it's that's more, you go over there and see the Greeks and shit like that, but you're right.
It's a Greek neighborhood, so therefore it's fine. It's a Greek neighborhood.
So what's the answer there then? Okay, so before we go there, so now because I just like to revisit and make sure I sum shit up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So basically what we've said is, the riots, we both, I think everybody with a brain agrees the rioting ain't solving shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's a to me, it's opportunistic. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? To me, it's opportunistic. You know what I'm saying? It's would you do that shit? Did you? If you ain't gonna do that shit at the bank, they'll do that shit at the Wendy's. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Otherwise, you just on some bitch shit. But so that's what I believe anyway. But also we both agree that, you know what I'm saying, that if they're gonna do it, and after it's done, if they took, or maybe if they had been, black folks have been reinvesting in their community to begin with, maybe that business wouldn't have got fucked up. Or, right? Is that what you're saying?
In a sense, I'm saying if you're gonna tear up your neighborhood, at least have a plan to,
right.
Like, hey, we finna burn this dude shit down, and then I'm finna put my own shit right. That's my point. Like,
I can agree with that. I mean, I don't agree with tearing people's shit up, but hey, if you're gonna fucker, have a plan, right?
Right. Yeah. So get that. So everybody will know I'm not agreeing with tearing people's shit up.
Because you know what, motherfuckers have no problem doing that shit to them. You know what I'm saying? That's what gentrification is. Gentrification is exactly that. You literally
that's
describe
what America is. Huh? But that's what America is. They came over here and fucked some shit up.
And that's where I tell people, I say, it's not as much about race as people act like it is. It is, to a certain extent. Don't get me wrong. But if people just started, like you said, if it started just thinking about it in terms of money, because let's be honest, OJ got out because he was rich. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Right. Money matters more than race does, I think. Now, there's always I agree with Oprah that I think a certain amount of old white people just need to die. You know what I'm saying? And old black people need to die just so we can kind of wash that shit out of our system, if you will. You know, the last hangers on to that shit. But I just believe that oh fuck, I lost my train of thought. Shit. What was I saying? My ADD gets me.
You were sending me like 7 stud kids.
I don't have any. Shit, my kids are all going to high school. I like that though. That was good. So basically we agree that if hey, if you're going to do, I'm cool with that. Like, so are you saying maybe even a little segregation might help?
So
no,
listen.
I'm just asking. I don't.
I'm going to be straight up. So, because I have these arguments with other black people. The black community was in a lot better shape when segregation was in place.
1960, the start of the civil rights movement,
okay.
and they, you know what I'm saying? What was it, like 70% of households had two parents? Yep, and the welfare came.
And there were black businesses, but then when they wanted to go sit at the white man's counter, now the black restaurant wasn't good enough. The black owned hotel wasn't good enough to stay at anymore, because now we can go stay at the white owned hotel and eat at the white restaurant. And they killed the black business, which helped kill the community. And not to mention when they started shipping the factory jobs overseas and all that other bullshit that played into it. Right. So I'm not today, I don't necessarily think that we could go back to that, but in some portions of life, I do think segregation would help. Like, to me, if I live in a community that's 80% black people, I think 80% of the police force should be black.
I don't have a problem with that. I agree with that.
There is no reason in the world that 80% of the population is black and then 80% of the police force is white.
So I don't. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
These are people that, they can do their job, but a lot of time policing is more, and I can say this because my dad's a retired Chicago police officer. My sister is a sergeant in the police department right now. So policing is more than just arresting people.
Right. I agree.
If I go out and if I don't know many Asians, I don't know what their culture is really like. So, I might not have as much empathy for that person. Because I don't know, I just don't know. Right. I just don't know. I'm just gonna do my job. I'm just gonna do my job at that instead of, there's no more Andy Griffin police officer. These fuckers are militarized now. It's not like
you don't need grenades and tanks. Right.
They're not here to get cats out the trees anymore. You know what I'm saying? They're not here doing that shit. Right. And when it comes to I've never been arrested in my life. I've never even been to a holding cell. But I've been in some fucked up situations with the police for nothing, for no reason. And I consider myself a square. So I can just imagine what a kid who got dreadlocks and, you know, might want to sag his pants, what he's probably going through in the inner cities, and this is coming from somebody like I pride myself on, not getting in trouble because I can't do jail time. I'm a little guy.
Right, you're a little bitty
Can't
motherfucker,
do
right?
jail. Right. I can't
Better
do
bring
jail.
a ladder. You can't get that ladder in jail.
Right. So, to me, like I said, to piggyback, like, I don't necessarily think we could just go back to as they called it back then, separate but equal. But honestly, looking back, I'm like, they may have should have took that deal instead of the civil rights deal. I mean, I'm just being honest.
No, that's a good point. So one of the things that I agree, I fully agree with you on is, listen, if cop, I believe that cops are a different thing, and I talk about cops all the time, and I've had my ass whooped by the cops a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? Like one time I had my ass whooped by the cops, I was the wrong motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, after he's done whooping my ass, he called me Mr. Wallace. What, bitch? I got blood, fucking eyes swollen up and shit. But at the same time, you would think, being a two-time felon, I'm against the cops. I'm really not. But I like what you said as far as in this neighborhood, they should have this racial makeup, if only because they understand and they can empathize with the things in there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I have a thing about that. What do you think about that on a broader level? Okay, so here, for example, there's I think black folks make up, what is it, like 18% of America. Okay? 18% of America. So do you think that you take that everywhere? So in a white town, it should be only white cops? You know what I'm saying? In an Asian, like Chinatown, should only have Chinese cops? Or, you know what I'm saying?
Well, honestly, probably. But if you ever looked at it, I guarantee you. So let me find a good subject.
But yeah, the white cops was probably a bad example. But
Right, because like
they're all white, right?
I've never been to a predominantly white suburb town or ever and seen 50% officers of another ethnicity.
Right.
Ever. Never seen it in my life. Now, I'm not saying it's not.
I never have.
I haven't seen it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to, and I've, like I said, my sister's a cop and I argue with her all the time about this. Like, okay, if you want to have a better working relationship with the black community and the police, you got to start somewhere. So I'm just going to say, like, even like, if I pass a cop to this day and I'm legal, legit, and everything, I don't look at him. I'm clutching my wheel. I'm nervous.
I do the same shit though. That's a misconception. That's every motherfucker in the world. That's everybody.
No, not every.
I'm telling you, every motherfucker I know. Listen, when they drive by the cop, they do this shit. You know what I'm saying? The asshole pucker up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You worried about that shit. Everybody, even my mama. You know what I'm saying? So, but that goes back to something, and I'll let you finish. That I think we don't realize how alike we really are with a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I think we're kind of told that we're so different and that we don't think about that kind of shit where we're really alike. Like, look, everybody fucking hates them. Everybody's like, oh, with the police. But go ahead and finish what you were saying about your sister and you having conversations. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like, so there's a thing where, like, if we walk in a room, and there have been studies on this, and I believe it. If you walk in a room and it's 100 black guys and one white guy, eventually you two are gonna, it's like magnets. You're gonna attract, because it's just how it is. If I walk in a room with 100 white guys and one black guy, eventually me and this black guy are gonna lean towards one another. That's just right. That's just what happens. I don't think that's racist. I don't think that's anything. That's just what happens. So I just feel like if a kid grows up in Roseland or Inglewood or Lawndale, then he becomes a cop, he knows the community, he knows people in the community community is going to be more trusting of him. Whereas
you think so, or do you think the community be like, ah, fuck this sellout? I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be like an overnight thing, but I think if you started out on that trend, eventually you're going to get to that. Because, like, shit, like, how many times are you going to be like, look, dude, I know you. I know what you do. Like, you know what I'm saying? He can relate now. He's not just fucking with you. He's not just fucking with you because you're black now. He knows what the fuck you're doing.
So from his standpoint, though, if you turn that around, you know what I'm saying, that cop, you know what I'm saying, he's kind of, at what point is he going to get? At what point is he going to turn into that? You know what I'm saying? At what point is he going to turn into the asshole? You know what I'm saying? You're saying that eventually over time he'll, that they'll grow to respect him and trust him. And that's assuming that within that time he doesn't turn into a fucking dick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
True.
of it. So
Like,
but I agree in concept with what you're saying. Go ahead.
right. Like, and nothing's perfect. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying like, oh, they're gonna do this. They turn 80% of the police officers in Inglewood to black guys, and that's gonna solve everything. No, it's a lot more work, but you got to start somewhere.
No, 100%. I agree.
You got to start somewhere, and you're not going to you're not going to get these people who have grown up all of their lives and before they were alive. There's a code. Don't trust the police.
Right.
Like literally, don't trust the police. Like I've never had an experience where the police has helped me, ever.
Right.
Ever.
And that's what people don't understand in the suburbs so much. You know what I'm saying? Is the police, they have been helped by police. You know what I'm saying? You go to some, where I grew up, where I grew up, the cop, when I was a kid, the cop, hey, get your fucking keys out of your car for you or whatever. Like you said, they'll go get you out and get your cat out of the tree. You know what I'm saying? Well, the cops in your neighborhood are there. So I understand that you got to change the mentality of it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I think, so my next thing is, whose job is it more? Is it the community's job to be accountable more, or is it the cop's job to be empathetic more? Now I understand both of them will help, but which one do you think gets you better results?
So, to me, I think it's more so on the cops. However, because let's just say, for instance, and I'll use for example, if I witness a crime, if I stay in one of these, high populated crime areas and I witness a crime, I gotta be able to trust you
right
enough to tell you, because guess what? I'm going to be in jeopardy for my life. Wow. You get to go somewhere else and live. I gotta go right back over here amongst these killers.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand that. They're like, well, why don't you just tell? It's not always that easy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you have to have some type of relationship where these people are even basically willing to risk their lives to work with you.
Right. And right, exactly. And even then, you know what I'm saying? There's the chance that it gets out, or you still got to go to. Because I have a saying. I always tell people, I say, snitches don't get stitches. Snitches get freedom. You know what I'm saying? But I got a difference. I saw one of the things on your wall, and he said there's a difference between snitching and telling. You know what I'm saying? To me, snitching is when you do crime with somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
telling is, hey man, that motherfucker just at what point are you not gonna let them have just shot that kid? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That to me is telling. But so telling, and I'll be honest with you, I understand that, and that's got to be a fucked up situation to be in, where somebody's evil and they just killed this person, but you can't say shit about it. You know what I'm saying? And that person's gonna kill other people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
By you not saying something, but you can't say nothing, because then you just get fucked up, because you can't trust the cops enough. You know what I'm saying? That they're gonna keep you safe. That's pretty much what you're saying.
Basically, and this whole and to carry on into this notion that I know a lot of times we hear this, if blacks stop killing blacks, the cops and all this other crap. I always go back to, cops have been doing bad shit to black people for a long time, and this black on black. I say in the 50s, what were the black on black crime statistics?
I don't know.
I'm not saying you got the statistics.
Let me stop you there for 1 second and tell you this. And this is what I tell people when they tell me black on black crime. Statistically, you are more likely to get killed by a person that looks like you than anybody else. So black on black crime is bullshit. All right, I don't, you know what I'm saying? But for the purpose of this conversation, I agree with you. It's a big part of the narrative. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, black on black crime statistics didn't blow up, sort of say, until crack hit. And that was mid 80s. That's when you started seeing all of this really rash, violent crime happening. Well, the cops were beating black people's ass back in the 60s.
Right,
And
right,
that
right.
was way before crack. That was way before the gangs got really out of control. So, this notion that, oh, if you stop killing each other, they'll stop doing it. No, no, they
Well,
won't.
well, I've never heard that. What I have heard is why black lives only matter when white people kill them. I have heard that one. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the cops killing them. I mean, there's people out there who say, well, yeah, but you know, how many really get killed? You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Well, Black Lives only matter when cops kill them because that's what the movement was started about. And I'll argue with black people about this. Like Black Lives Matter movement was started basically in a response to police brutality. Yeah, police murdering black people is the epitome of it, but there is days that I guarantee you somebody got their ass whooped by the police today, and it's cold as shit outside. I
Right, right,
guarantee
right.
you. So it's not Black Lives Matter isn't just about police killing. Police killing is like at the top, but there's a lot more underlying shit to it. So like they started that movement to fight against police brutality. So that's why I say like I can't they started that movement. So who am I to go tell them people what to do with their movement? You
Right.
know,
But
if you got a problem with black on black crime, start your own movement
well,
to fight against black on black crime. Don't expect somebody else to do the work for you,
I
and
get
don't
that
try to
part.
down somebody for what they're doing.
I'm just from the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just telling you. To me, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? I understand. They're two separate things. You know what I'm saying? But every time somebody, and those are the ones that are the racists. You know, I told you the ones that are the racists that they got the little. So they're the ones where every time somebody gets killed, they're like, oh, don't Black Lives Matter here? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Oh, don't you know what I'm saying?
right.
I kind of understand a little bit because you know what I'm saying. I really do believe that if a movement as big as that got started in the community itself, that it would probably make a huge difference. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying. But I'm not the guy to start that movement. You know.
But the thing of it is, and it goes back to when Black Lives Matter really got started, it was basically a hashtag. And people were sharing it and on social media. And that's how it really got started. When they started to see that it was getting movement, that's when they came in and started funding it. So once you sell out, in a sense, once you
Right.
accept
Once you
money
take
from the
that
other
check, you
side,
owe. Right.
it's over. So why would like and it goes back to like they let the rappers promote killing each other. So I guarantee you there are a gang of different community activists that try to fight black on black crime in the city. That's not sexy. That's not newsworthy.
Okay. Okay.
That's
So
not
so what you're
newsworthy.
saying is shut up. They are.
I mean, there are, but they're not going to get the exposure
No, but what you're
that
saying is when people say why don't black, they do, and there's people
they
out there
do.
every
It,
day.
it does happen. It's
And then
just
that's what the answer needs to be. Then the answer needs to
right,
be like, shut up, they are. You know what I'm
right.
saying? There's the
So
there's the there's the Dwayne Tysons and the Ty Youngs and you know what I'm
right,
saying, and those guys and guys like you and Marcus and you guys
right.
every day doing that shit. Go ahead.
Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton are going to show up to the rally that the people have to talk about this black on black violence, but they'll get paid to show up when a cop shoots a black guy.
Right,
So to to outsiders, it looks like oh they only care when that. No, this is the narrative that they're pushing.
right. And we got to be smart enough to not believe that. You know what I'm saying? To not believe that
Right.
shit. You know, to
But see
understand.
that comes with communication and actually like okay if you're are you really concerned? Well, come on, let me show you. Let me show you this guy who goes out on 79th Street to like the guy who rode the horse down the Dan Ryan.
Right,
Well,
right,
he's
right,
been
right.
riding that horse for years, but you didn't hear about it until it
Right.
became a major scene. See, and that's what I'm saying. They don't promote positive black male images is not a good promotion in America. It's just not.
It don't sell.
It don't sell.
It
It
don't
don't
sell.
sell.
It
You
don't
can
even sell to
sell.
black
You can
people.
sell. Right. You can sell pimps, gangsters, thugs. You can sell that all day. They got a market for that everywhere. But a positive black guy, Nah, that's not selling. Nah.
I don't disagree with you there, man. There's a lot to be said about that. So so what do you think about like how do you fix that? What do you I mean? And I'm not saying you got the answers to anything. I'm saying how do you fix that? Does that because to me that's one of those things where it's a cultural thing, where it's got to start at home in valuing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
One thing that I always have respect for is guys like you and Bert and these guys out there, man, working, coaching their kids and really being involved in their life. Because we both know that there's a serious fucking problem with fucking single motherhood in the black community, right? And it's not their fault necessarily because we've talked already a little bit about how the government kind of forced it on them. The government said, kick that man out your house and you can have this check. You know what I'm saying? So
But that goes back to what they promote. Like there are a lot of two-parent households. Like every friend that I have is
yeah,
married with kids, raised his kids and everything. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from single mothers, but that's a sexier accomplishment to be a single mom instead of saying, "Hey, look at this family over here." That's what I'm saying. Everything, not saying, I don't want to make it sound like because there are single moms out here. But why not? Let's promote the more positive stuff. The more you
right.
promote
You're right,
positive
right,
stuff, the more people are gonna lean
right,
towards positive stuff.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
And you got all these
it just
men, and you got all these men, these boys raised by a woman, and I don't give a fuck what a woman says. She can't raise no man. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Every time a woman tells me that shit, I say, really tell me how your first boner felt. So you know that shut the fuck up. Just like I can't raise
Right.
no girl. I don't know what it's like that period. But
Right.
so you gotta have the two parent. But you're right, man. They've glamorized single motherhood. They've made these
Right.
motherfuckers superheroes when in reality they're I'm
Right.
not saying they're bad, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But at a certain point they've basically told women, hey, listen, don't worry about it. You can get pregnant. We'll help take care of you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We'll help take care of you. You don't worry about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna hold you up as this strong bastion of strength. You know what I'm saying? For
Right.
for suffering. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
If a
I agree
woman
with
if
you.
a woman can't afford to take care of her kid, they give her housing, they'll give her food stamps, they'll give her aid and assistance. If a man can't afford to take care of his kid, he goes to
He
jail.
goes to jail. Yes, that's another
And
thing. Jesus, man, the
so
disparities in the fucking in the child and family services shit in the family courts is just stupid, man. It is just ridiculous. But you're right, man. You're right. But I think that part of the only way you fix that, I think, is you got to start from the ground. You got to make a
right.
commitment. You got kids, right?
Yeah.
You got a daughter.
Yeah.
I don't know how many kids you got.
Oh no. All boys.
All boys. So you know what? It's on you. Teach them boys. Hey, listen. Make sure you stay with your girl's mom, with your girl. Don't. And I'm not saying you don't.
Right.
I'm just saying. Furious Styles was great. And how he did that in Boys in the Hood. Problem was he did it as
Right.
a single dad. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
even there, they took this like the only way he can be that way is if he ain't got a woman fucking with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that we all have to kind of get our kids understanding that a family matters. You know what I'm saying? Because there is a lot of
Mhm.
glorification and, like you said, the single mother shit. You know what I'm saying? And mothers don't know, dude. All these kids, man. How many of these kids you've been coaching now? How long? What? About 10 years, 15 years, 20 years?
Yeah, about 15.
Okay. How many of these kids you seen when they was fucking 7, 8? You were like, that boy, his mama turning that boy into a criminal. You know what I'm saying? You knew it. You knew it back then. You knew mama wasn't doing shit to raise that boy to be a man. You know what I'm saying? As much as she walk around the sideline with her ass cheeks hanging out her motherfucking drawers. You know what I'm saying? Trying to fucking coach for some playing time. You know what I'm saying? And you knew it. And then this kid grows up, and you knew he was gonna be. The kid never stood a chance. It ain't
Right.
even his
I
fucking
mean,
fault.
that it happens. It happens. It's a sad situation, but I just feel like if you focus on the negativity,
Right.
you're gonna breed negativity. Like let's focus on some positivity sometimes. Like let's stop talking about the deadbeat dads. Talk about the good dads. Make the deadbeat dads want to be good dads because you're
I like
you're
that.
big up in the good dads.
I like that. I like that.
But
I like
but that's
that.
what I'm saying. And
But yeah.
that shit doesn't sell over here. That
Right. Right.
shit
Right. Right.
doesn't
Right.
sell.
I understand what you're saying. You know
Like
what I'm
if
saying?
you ever look at college or pros, you know, if this guy came from a single mom, and I'll use LeBron as an example, they do whole stories on LeBron and his mom, how she raised him as a single mom. But then when you talk about Tom Brady, you always talk about his dad. But there are plenty of guys that had dads too, but they might get a clip here and there. But because that shit's not, we don't
Right,
want to see that.
you make a good point that you don't see them highlighting the black dads too often on that
They
kind of
don't.
shit.
They don't. I
They
mean, that's
really
why they
don't.
jumped on. That's why LeVar Ball. Now, and I'm not saying LeVar Ball is not an asshole.
You
He's
gotta
an
love how
asshole.
he's a fucking cock, but you gotta love how he stands for his kids, man.
Exactly. He sat there and he raised all three of his boys to be successful in a sense. Like they're not criminals except for the one who tried to steal the shit in China.
Right. Dude, he's lucky he didn't end up getting like flogged or some
right.
shit.
So he gets this negative vibe, and I get it because he's a little mouthy, but he raises kids like
You know what he reminds me of Trump, and that he just doesn't know when to shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Right.
He over advertises his kids, but I mean he's a dad. Shit.
Right.
What can you do?
No, I've always said the guy's a fucking wacko, but you gotta love how he puts on for his kids, man. But
Archie Manning pitched the bitch because he didn't want his son playing for San Diego. Nobody said a word. They sent his ass right to the Giants.
I didn't know about that.
Remember, Eli got drafted by the Chargers and said he would not sign.
No, I didn't know about that, but I'm not like you'd think I know more about pro sports than I do, but I really don't.
Okay.
I don't even like watching football if they're older than like 16. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, but I'll do I'll watch the Super Bowl and shit like that. I probably miss out on all kind of barbecues too because I don't talk about football and shit. Like nobody invite me over and shit. So, but I agree with you, man. There has to be more positive, because but a lot of people, and hey, man, maybe we have fucking 80 people watch this over the next whatever after I put it out there, and maybe one of those people takes what we're saying here and they understand a little better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my thing. I just want to talk to people who think differently. So I can understand, and maybe we can get some other people to understand. You know what I'm saying?
But what was funny is when you first invited me on, you were like, "Oh, you want to talk to somebody that's different." But like a lot of our views were the same, except
we're not that different.
We just say it differently. We just our tone and our understanding is different, but we're basically saying the same thing. And that's a lot of times you'll find that with people when they take the time to sit down and talk. Yeah. That okay, we think we're different, but we're really not different. I just don't like hypocrites.
Right, dude. You'll see. I'm gonna keep you. We're gonna stick. You can be on my Facebook. My Facebook is real weird. I'm real. I hate drama and shit. Like an arguing. I really don't argue. Like on Facebook, you get 2 replies from me, and after that, I'm done with this shit. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a conversation? Come here. We'll talk. I don't think at any time I threw anything at you that was dirty or fucking right, or I didn't fucking, you know what I'm saying? A lot of guys don't want to talk because they're afraid you're going to throw some dirty shit at them or you're going to catch them off guard or try to gotcha them or something like that. You know what I'm saying? If I say, if you want to have a talk, let's have a talk. You know what I'm saying? Arguing on it. My fingers are fat. I got the phone and shit. You know how fucking hard that shit is for me? You know what I'm saying? Right. But you're right though, and hopefully people will see that shit. They'll see like, look, we came into this thing and we was different. I mean, me and you will walk past each other hundreds of times over the last 10 years probably. We ain't said 5 fucking words, right? We ain't said 5 fucking words. And let's be honest, a lot of that probably is because we thought we was way different than we was. But it wasn't until we kind of said, hey, fuck it, let's see what we got. You know what I'm saying? And you're right,
really, man. Huh? I really think we probably didn't because typically if we walked by each other, it was at a football event, and I'm an arrogant fuck. We'll probably tell you I'll kick your team's ass.
No. 100%.
And I would mean it though. I would literally mean it because like I hate to put this out there, but like that 12U year, we would have beat y'all ass.
I don't know. See, you think you would have whooped our ass, man? But I'm telling you, that 12U year, and here I'll be honest, that was probably the year I had the least amount of talent. So that probably was the year that you probably would have had the best shot at doing it. My thing was all I had to do was stop that big dude, man. You was gonna run that big dude outside. You know, all I was gonna do is you gonna run that big dude outside. He better beat me to that edge, because if he didn't, you know what I'm saying, he was gonna be in trouble. You wasn't gonna stop my wedge, man. My wedge is dope, man. My wedge is magical. You know, stop it. You know, my wedge runs. I can run my wedge off of 7 different people, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's what. But again, we're supposed to think that. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to think you would whoop my ass. I was supposed to think, fuck that shit. You want to whoop my ass? You know what I'm saying?
Only thing of it is, I would have been right. But I would've been
Hey,
right.
listen. I was wrong once in the '80s. All right, so I can understand why you wouldn't want to accept that you was wrong now. You know what I'm saying? I was wrong once, but I wasn't really wrong about anything other than that I thought I was wrong about something else, but I was really right about that thing. You know,
Right.
but hey, you know what I'm saying? The world is a weird place, man. I'm sure eventually we'll play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing this year, so we'll see. I'm working
All
on
right,
trying
man.
to get a team in a certain place. I can't really talk about it out public, but if I don't, I'm telling you, worst team I can find, man. Worst team.
Well, I got, like I said, man, I got coaching spots open.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Always welcome to come.
Where you guys practice at?
Veterans Park.
What's that, in Calumet City?
Yep.
That's fucking far as
Calumet
fuck.
City. Yeah, it is.
Hell no, that shit's far as hell. Shit.
It
I think
is.
Harvey's closer than Cal City. Shit. To me.
Well, from where you're coming, it's
Yeah.
10 minutes closer.
Right.
It's
Right,
not
man.
super close.
I'm trying to find, I'm trying to find somewhere close. But hey, listen, I'm being honest with you, man. I want to find the worst fucking team that I can. Not like give me these kids that suck. Just I want a team that's like underperformed. That like any normal person can look at this team and be like, that team, because that's what happened at the Patriots. Did you know that? I went to the Patriots and they gave me the leftovers. They gave me the fucking leftovers. They gave me the kids Yvonne didn't want, and then they gave me a couple new kids. And that was it. Anybody who was any good, they took. And I won a state championship. They hated my ass ever since. You know what I'm saying? You know how them fucking hater ass motherfuckers are over there. But anyway, so I had a good time talking tonight, man. I thought we got some good shit.
I did too.
And we
I did
could
too, and I appreciate you inviting me.
No, man, dude, listen, man. We could do this shit whenever the fuck you want. I feel bad the last 2 weeks. I swear to God, I was like, this dude thinks I'm ducking his ass. You know what I'm saying? Because the last 2 weeks I've been in Facebook jail. Like I went in Facebook jail the first time for saying whore. All I said was whore. That was one word. I said whore. That was it. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, whore. You know what I'm saying? And then I got out of fucking Facebook jail. And like 2 days later, I called my wife's friend a white trash Karen or some shit and got put back in fucking Facebook jail. But we definitely could do this again. I want to do this every week with somebody, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, and if you got something you want to do, then just tell me, man. Now that we got the setup done, this should take 5 minutes. You know, we can have fucking, we can call ourselves short and fat.
Well, I'm not that short.
I'm not that fat, but I am that fat. No, I mean, I just be fucking with you, man. I just be fucking with you. Because that's the only thing I got. I got short. That's it. You know what I'm saying? but no, man. So all right, man. So I think we're good to wrap this up. I'm going to get upstairs and eat whatever dinner Mom. I think she made chicken strips. Yes. So,
right.
And, hey, but for real, so I appreciate you coming out, man. Anything you want to say before we go?
No, man, just thanks for having me on. Hope I didn't offend any of your million viewers.
Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. I'm serious. Fuck them. If they're fucking offended, their mama should have made a fucking stronger baby. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? I really mean that, man. Anybody who knows me knows, man, I don't give a fuck how your feelings are. But go ahead and finish.
I'm coming.
He's coming.
Yeah, my wife's calling me now, so I gotta go.
So go ahead.
All right, bro. Thanks, man.
No, thank you, man. I'll talk to you later, Sheed. Take care.
I appreciate it.
All right, bye.